My name is Paige, and I'm a 27-year-old housewife. I have a part-time job that I occasionally go to, but right now I'm focusing all of my energy on raising our newborn daughter, Panimi. And so I'm living happily and peacefully with my life that consists of Panimi, my husband Kazu, and me. Kazu is a very kind and caring person, but sometimes he can be a bit immature. He's a grown adult with a job, family, and responsibilities now, but I feel like he's not really aware of that. Or at least he acts in a way that tells me that he doesn't think about his responsibilities very often. And his childish behavior is nothing new. This has been going on since the very beginning of our relationship. And one day he called me at around 3 p.m. to tell me this.
Hey Paige, I'm bringing 2 of my coworkers back to our place for dinner tonight. So could you cook something up for all of us?
What? Why are you telling me this now? I don't have enough food for everyone here.
Don't worry, we'll buy some of our own food and drinks as well. So just make whatever you can, alright?
And just like that, Kazu would always bring home guests back to our place without telling me about it beforehand. It was almost like our house was a private party venue for him and his friends, and he never cleans up after himself, so I have to spend hours doing all of the dishes and cleaning the dining room after their little party is over. Oh wait, I should clean the house before my husband and his friends get here. It's not like I don't keep this place tidy, but when you have guests over, you want to make sure everything is in its place, you know? He probably thinks this isn't a big deal and he's not causing much trouble for me by bringing his friends back home all the time, but I'm always stressed out when it happens. And besides, I can't even relax in my own home when my husband has his friends over. Like, where am I supposed to go? I can't hide from them or ignore them, can I? I can't even walk around in my pajamas or watch my favorite TV show. Why can't my husband understand that I want him to stop bringing people over to our house? Why is that so hard to get? You're not a college student anymore, honey. You have to start acting like an adult soon or else. And the next day...
Hey, Paige. Thanks for letting me bring my friends over last night.
He always thanks me the day after he brings guests over to our place, which makes the whole situation easier to stomach for me. Sure, but I'd appreciate it if you'd stop bringing people over to our house so frequently.
Yeah, sure, but anyway, you must be tired. Come over here. I'll give you a massage.
And so, just like that, my husband always tries to calm me down and make me feel better after he hosts a party at our place. He sometimes gets me pudding on his way home from work as well, so I always end up forgiving him. Maybe I'm going too easy on him. Maybe if I yell at him once and tell him to stop bringing guests over to our place, he'll stop acting like this all the time and listen to me. Am I enabling him? I don't know what the answer to that question is, but one thing's for sure, something needs to change. We have to focus on raising Panimi now, and this kind of lifestyle is not sustainable. When I was in the hospital during the last week of my pregnancy, my husband brought guests over to our place every day. And when I got back home after giving birth to Panimi, the place was a mess. My husband didn't seem to care how dirty the place was, so the first thing I did when I got back home after giving birth to my first child was sweep the floors and clean the living room to make it safe for my daughter. At least he didn't bring any women back home. But that's not the problem here. The problem is that Kazu hasn't changed his behavior at all, even after I had Panimi. He didn't seem to care that I was exhausted from taking care of Panimi every day. He kept on bringing people back to our place and partying while Panimi cried uncontrollably, demanding silence. And besides, it's not like our house is that big. It's a tiny studio apartment with only one room in it. So when we have guests over, we quite literally have nowhere to go. I can't change Panimi's diapers or feed her in front of our guests, so I have to go over to the bathroom and do what I need to do there. God, this makes me feel so pathetic. Why have I got to hide in the bathroom like this, huh?
Hey, Paige, what are you doing in the bathroom? You're not taking a bath while we're having our guests over, right? But anyway, we didn't buy enough food, so could you come out and make something for us?
You're kidding me, right? I'm in the bathroom because this is the only place where I can change Panimi's diapers in peace. Why can't you understand that? And why the hell are you trying to make me cook something for you guys? Just make something on your own, you bastard! After a while, Kazu and his friends stopped buying their own food and drinks and started demanding me to prepare some for them. I was at my tipping point. Honey, I cannot do this anymore. If you're going to keep on bringing guests over to our place, you need to at least show me some consideration. First of all, you have to ask me for permission before you bring guests over, and if I say no, you can't bring them here. Second of all, you're going to have to prepare your own food and drinks from now on. I am not cooking anything for you guys. And finally, please do not disrupt our lives.
Okay, fine.
I scolded Kazu for a few hours, and he finally agreed to these terms. Honestly, I don't mind him inviting guests back to our place if he takes the necessary steps to make sure that he's not disrupting Panimi and my life. and I was going to cooperate with him if he followed the rules we agreed on. I wasn't going to cause any more scenes and show respect to him and his friends, but 2 weeks after our long conversation, Kazu gave me a call while I was in the house cleaning.
Hey, Paige. I'm inviting 10 of my friends from college over for dinner tonight at our place. Just thought I should let you know.
What? Oh, you're kidding me, right? Not this again. So, was he not listening to me? It's only been weeks since I yelled at him and told him to stop doing things like this. Does he not care about what I have to say?
Sorry, honey. It's just one of my friends, his name is Tanaka, but he's gonna get married soon. And being married myself, I thought I should show him and all of my other friends what healthy relationships look like.
But you promised me 2 weeks ago that you wouldn't do something like this again. So you're gonna break our promise just like that?
Well, I'm not technically breaking our promise. You told me that I shouldn't bring people home without getting your permission first. You said shouldn't, not can't. That means I'm still allowed to do it from time to time, right?
I could tell that Kazu was grinning on the other side of the phone. And so Kazu hung up from the call. 30 minutes? You've got to be kidding me! He said there were going to be 10 people here, right? What am I even supposed to make? I dug through the fridge, hoping to find something, and an hour later...
Man, Paige is such a good cook. Yeah, you're really lucky to have her, Kazuo.
Kazu seemed really proud when his friends commended me.
But anyway, you better perform your duties as my wife properly when we get there, alright? I don't want you to embarrass me in front of all of my friends. We're gonna be there in about 30 minutes, so I'll see you there.
I spent the next 30 minutes frantically cooking for our guests, and I managed to get everything ready before they arrived. I was absolutely exhausted, but my husband didn't care about that. He kept on using and abusing me in front of all his guests. He wasn't willing to help me either. He just sat there and kept on asking me.
Hey, where's our beer, Paige? You're so slow sometimes.
God damn it, this bastard! If you're going to complain so much, why don't you just do it yourself?
Hey, Paige, let me carry that beer for you. You can take my seat. You should get some rest.
That's when Mr. Tanaka, who's one of my husband's friends, tapped me on the shoulder and offered me his seat.
I hope we're not intruding. Kazuo insisted that we came here tonight, so we didn't really have a choice. Aw, come on, Tanaka, what are you doing? You don't have to do that. You can just sit back, relax, and let Paige handle everything. This is part of her responsibilities as my wife, so there's no need for you to show her any kindness.
I guess he wants to show all of his friends that I'm an obedient and useful wife.
But Kazuo, your daughter's crying. I really think we should go home now. You're kidding me, right? The night is just getting started. And besides, it doesn't matter if Panimi is crying. I'm Paige's husband, and she needs to prioritize my needs above everything else. That's just how things work around here, And if you want to build a healthy relationship with your wife, you should learn a thing or two from me. So make sure you educate your wife properly when you get married to her, so she doesn't end up being useless, alright?
What the hell is this idiot talking about? I know that he has his friends over right now, but I feel like I'm about to lose my cool in front of everyone. And besides, it's not even like I'm a full-time housewife. I have a job too, I'm just taking a break right now because I want to focus all of my energy on raising our daughter. Why does he feel like he has the right to keep calling me useless? It's not fair. It just isn't.
I don't think that's really fair to Paige, Kazuo. Yeah, I have to agree with Tanaka on this. Yeah. We show up here unannounced, and that's bad enough. But you really shouldn't use and abuse her in front of people like this, Kazuo. It's already leaving a bad taste in my mouth.
His friends are finally turning against him. I actually have people backing me up now.
What the hell, you guys? So are you saying that I'm wrong? Is that it? Look, I'm Paige's husband, which means that I have the right to boss her around, okay? That's just how healthy relationships are supposed to work. And the reason I always invite people over to my place is to educate my wife and show her that I'm in a position of higher authority than her. I'm teaching her that she shouldn't be arguing against me.
What the hell? Who does he think he is? What right does he have to... I was about to start yelling at him when Tanaka, who was sitting behind me, suddenly stood up from his seat.
Kazuo, I appreciate you inviting us over to your place, but I think I'm gonna go now. I disagree with everything you just said, and I don't think I can have fun drinking here anymore. Thank you so much for the meal, Paige, and sorry for intruding. I hope we didn't cause you too much trouble.
And with that, Tanaka started to head over to the front door, and when I watched him leave, a couple of Kazu's other guests stood up from their seats as well to follow their friend out the door.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go as well. We don't really see eye to eye on things, and I don't want to burden Paige anymore. Yeah, I'm very sorry about all this, Paige. Wait, hold on. You guys aren't seriously leaving, are you?
Kazu seemed nervous and tried to hold everyone back, but that's when Tanaka, who was halfway out the door, turned to him and said this.
You really have to start thinking more about how you're making your wife feel, Kazuo. If I was her, I'd have gotten a divorce with you already. What? I don't envy her, you know. She has to deal with someone like you every day. But... And I bet you've never taken care of your daughter before. I can tell that you've never done the chores around the house either. You should be proud of and thankful for your wife for doing everything around the house for you. But instead, you boss her around every day thinking that you're better than her. It's really pathetic, you know. What? And I've learned a lot from you today. Now I know what not to do when I actually marry my fiancé. Thanks for the valuable lesson, Kazuo. But anyway, I don't ever want to see you and your stupid face again. Goodbye.
Kazu seemed mortified, and he just stood there, not knowing what to say. And while he stood there silently, all of his friends left our house. And after a few minutes, he looked around the empty house and finally realized that he had done something terribly wrong. He was hoping I'd say something to him, but I didn't say a word, so he had no choice but to grab my attention and say this.
Hey, I'm really sorry, honey. I guess things got out of control a bit, but you're not gonna divorce me because of this, right?
I was absolutely enraged, but I calmed myself down and smiled at Kazu. Then I said this. Oh, so you don't want me to get a divorce with you, huh? Interesting. Well, I guess I won't divorce you then, but I am going to invite some of my own guests over as well.
What?
Sounds like you were bringing your friends over to our place in an attempt to educate me, so I'm going to do the same to you.
Sure?
And the next day, I invited 3 of my friends over to our place for dinner. Their names are Nozomi, Kane, and Tame. They're all friends of mine from high school, and when Kazu saw them, he was at a loss for words. He couldn't believe the way they were dressed. So, you're the devil that Paige was talking about, huh? All right, time to get rid of you, you evil spirit.
What?
You've brainwashed yourself into thinking that you're better than your wife, haven't you? You think you have the right to boss her around for some reason, and that is unacceptable. The devil has clearly possessed your soul, and I am going to do everything I can to get rid of it.
What?
Yeah, take this! Nozomi then splashed some unidentified liquid onto my husband. She started running in circles around him and casted a spell. Abracadabra! Pennicor poikor! Expelliarmus! Devil, be gone!
What the hell? Who are you? What's going on right now, Paige?
Well, I'd be happy to answer that question for you. Well, this was my friend Nozomi. She's actually a fortune teller, but I had no idea she was an exorcist as well. I can see the devil that lives within him. I am going to get rid of the evil spirit with my special magic. Here we go.
Please, someone help!
Kazu tried to run into the bathroom to get away from Nozomi, but Kane jumped out and blocked his way. Oh, not so fast. If there's really an evil spirit that lives inside of you, we've got to get rid of it now, don't we? But I don't think magic is the way to go. I think we should just beat the spirit out of him physically. And if you end up dying, well, that solves the problem too, doesn't it?
Wait, who is this?
That's Kane. She's another friend of mine, and... Oh, wait, what did you do for work again? I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that. But I'll give you a hint. I get contracts from important people, and I kill other people for them. Wait, so you're a hitman? A hit person, Paige. Gotta be with the times, you know. Make sure everything's genderless and inclusive.
Oh my god, so you kill people as part of your job?
That's right, and believe it or not, I was trained by 007.
What? You gotta be kidding me!
But anyway, now that you know my true identity, I cannot let you leave alive. Time to put you to sleep, buddy.
Someone help!
And that's when my other friend Tame entered the conversation. What's going on here? Is someone committing a crime? Tame is a cop.
What? A cop? Oh, thank God! Please help me, ma'am! They're gonna kill me!
That's when Tame took out a pair of handcuffs from her pocket, and instead of arresting Kane, she ran straight for Kazu and put the handcuffs on him.
What? Oh, hold on! I'm not the one you want! You should be arresting that person over there!
Shut up! I'm taking you to the station for emotionally abusing your wife. You also disrespected her and embarrassed your family in front of your friends. That's a crime punishable by death, you know. Let's see what the judge has to say about this.
You gotta be kidding me! Paige, you have to help me!
Oh, come on, honey. What are you talking about? These are my guests. And as my husband, you have to show them some respect. Now, come on, go into the kitchen and get us some beer, would you? Ah, take this, asshole! I am going to kill you. Get back here, bastard! Kazu kept getting chased around by my friends, and it was quite a sight to see. Panimi seemed to be enjoying the show as well, and a week later... that was so much fun. Thanks for helping me out, guys. Of course, we'd do anything for you, Paige. But man, I had a lot of fun trolling your husband as well. Yeah, me too. But that costume of yours was quite something, Nozomi. Where did you even get it? It's from a play we did in high school. Oh yeah, and that hitman character you played, what was that about? Well, I've always been into spy movies, and I thought it would be cool for me to pose as a hitman. But anyway, if we're going to do something like this again, I'd like to turn myself into an anime character next. Well, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe I'll turn myself into Naruto then. Naruto? How are you going to do that, though? First of all, you're a woman, and second of all, you can't use any jutsu. That sounds fun and all, but hopefully I won't have to ask for your help again. I hope my husband has learned his lesson already. My friends and I were part of the drama club back in high school, and that's where they got the costumes they wore at my house. Nozomi isn't really a fortune teller or an exorcist. She actually works for a management consulting company. But she definitely played her part perfectly. Oh, and instead of being an assassin, Kane's actually a preschool teacher. I don't think she's ever hurt anyone in her life before. And Tame is an actual cop in real life as well. I've never arrested anyone before, so putting those handcuffs on your husband was really exciting. I know they were fake, but still, it really made me feel like a real cop. Oh, by the way, what happened to your husband afterwards, Paige? Oh, Kazu? Well, after all of my friends left, I gave Kazu another good scolding, and this time he finally learned his lesson. He promised me that he would never make the same mistakes ever again and begged me to forgive him. His friends from college are still ignoring him, and I don't think they're going to hang out with him again. Hopefully this means that he's going to stop inviting people to our house, but if he does end up breaking his promise again, I'm just going to call my friends over again and have them teach him another lesson. Well, thanks to you all, it seems that he's finally learned his lesson. He's been helping me out with the chores as well, so I've been able to live a stress-free life. He even learned how to sew just so he could fix the holes in his clothes by himself. But anyway, it looks like I can finally get back to focusing on raising my daughter. I then turned to Panimi and smiled at her. Right, Panimi? Huh?
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!